Hello. My name is Howard Sheldon Wright. By the way, John Muir, class of 78. Since Joyce's passing, I've had some questions here and there. Who was Joyce to me? Joyce was my first cousin. Actually, she was our first cousin because the other surviving first cousins are here. Robin, Sandra, and Stephanie. Joyce's mother, Marjorie, and my father, Howard, were siblings. I remember the last time I saw her was back on August 30th. I was visiting and I asked if I had told her my short telephone story. She said no, so I told her. She giggled, and I hope you will too. Here's how it goes. So when I was a teenager and my voice was changing from this to this, I wanted to see if I could fool people that would call our house into thinking that they were talking to my father, who did have a deep voice. Ring, ring. Oh. Now, folks that didn't know any better would say, "Oh, hi, Howard. Is Barbara busy?" Or somebody who knew better, like our Aunt Margie or Aunt Evelyn, it would go like this. Ring, ring. Hello. Hi, Sheldon. Is your mother or father home? So, in the time after Joyce moved yet again to the desert, I made several quarterly visits, and we almost always took a photo. But this time I forgot. I remembered as I was waving goodbye. So, waving out the window, we agreed that I would do it next time, by or before the holidays. And I said to myself, I'll take it then. Now I'm painfully reminded that next time is not promised.
That's right.
On my drive home, I saw on the passenger seat a bag of the allergic to negative people buttons that she gave me to pass out to everyone that I met. Spread them to the world. That's what she said. I now think of those buttons as like her metaphorical seeds and her ashes. And I didn't know how fast they would disappear. Someone asked me how I was doing the Monday after she passed away. And all I could muster up was that it was a new day. And you got to get through it. And pretty much every day since. I've come across some truisms, some of which you might know. Number one, your sadness is the most authentic testimony to the depth of your closeness to Joyce. Two, you can be in the middle of your normal affairs, and then, damn, you have that Florida Evans moment. I had one on Monday, actually. You never get over it, but you do get through it. That was the advice that I gave to my father when my own mother passed away. And the same thing that I told myself when my father died. And number 4, if you're numb, it's there to protect you from number 1, the sadness. When folks called me upon hearing of Joyce's passing in the several weeks that followed her death, I would share these observations to help them and to help me. She was truly a mentor to me as a bridge builder. Speaking of bridges, by the way, this is a gift from my sister Sandra. She gave it to me many years ago. I don't open it enough, but I did open it recently. Romans 14:19. So then, let us pursue what makes for peace and for mutual upbuilding. Those words remind me of Joyce. And quite honestly, there is one less bridge builder in the world that badly needs one. She was 12 years my senior. I didn't see that much of her when I was growing up, but we developed a kindred connection as adults. And we supported each other in our personal and our business pursuits. Along the way, in making the arrangements for today, I have broadened my circle of friends. I have bridged 2 experiences and lifestyles, and most importantly, people, including Joyce's long time close friend, Joyce Green. To say that Joyce will be missed would be an enormous understatement.
Yes.
At one point, several weeks ago, I emailed many of you to share your life's experiences with our Joyce. Some of you wrote back, and I'd like to share the responses. Joyce was a dear friend of our family. She was a patient of my husband, who then became a friend, and then she became family. She lit up every room she entered with her laugh, her storytelling. She embraced all who had the good fortune of making her acquaintance. As was said earlier, she never met a stranger. Her love of dogs was legendary. We would marvel with amazement as she held conversations with her dogs, her fur babies. Joyce talking and the dogs barking in return. Joyce was a woman of style. Her sense of fashion included her changing hair color, hairstyles, brightly colored outfits, and various dramatic pieces of jewelry, all combined together to make her an unabashed fashionista. We were Joyce's first landscaping client, and to this day, people continuously express admiration for her work. Joyce was not only a landscaping artist, she made beautiful black dolls, We will dearly miss Joyce, and we will always remember her. We all know that she was allergic to negative people, and her indomitable spirit will live on. Here's another. She was my big sister. I loved her. I respected her. And I looked up to her. She showed me so much. I love Joyce and everything about her. And the last one. Joyce was our dear friend and neighbor for more than 10 years when we all lived in Palos Verdes Shores. And then we all moved to the desert. She was always positive and strong. Joyce was fun, and generous, and full of life. We love her, and we miss her. One time, helping her prepare to move from one residence to another, she asked me to take some of her boxes, mostly family photos, and bring them to my house. And I did. And I decided to put some of the family photos up in my house. Recently, actually before she passed, in one of those same boxes that I was going in, I came upon this. It's an old newspaper clipping that had survived being damaged in transit over the years. And I scotch taped it to help it last a little longer. I'm not sure what year it's from, but it says page 26, might be the Star News, I don't know. But I'll read it to you. A small trouble is like a pebble. If one holds it close to their eyes, it fills the whole world. And it puts everything out of focus. If the pebble is held at a proper distance, it can be objectively examined for what it's worth. If the pebble is thrown onto the ground, it can be viewed in its truest setting. A tiny bump in one's path. Yeah, we're in shock. And pain and anguish. And for Joyce, I do think that she would see her passing this way. A pebble, a bump. Because Joyce's path, her path in life continues in and through all of us whom she touched. She'd probably say, continue to live life, continue to love life. And she would remind us all of her allergic reaction to people who might take a negative view of her energy, the force of nature that she was. There's certainly some negative energy in the world today. Just peek outside. But not in this place, not now. She would say be positive. Look for reasons to connect, to bridge, to live and to love. I mean, you think about it. What are the first 3 letters of her name? Joy. As an aside, since she's passed away, I've been having a lot of interesting situations come across my path. Very positive ones. A good number of them connected to Joyce. After the first one, I said, well, okay, what's the big deal? 2 or 3, 5, double digits. I had one today. they've been like an emotional ointment of sorts for me. And I hope that some of you can speak to the same situation soon, if you haven't already. It helps. It's a bump. Joyce's path is now an immortal one, and ours continues right here, right now. You saw the slideshow. That was our son, Evan, who did the music, and you heard his vocals too. That's his mom right over there. So now, I'm going to read something that our daughter wrote for today. Her name is Allison Marie. Today we celebrate the everlasting life of my cousin Joyce Donner White. Joyce was always a woman in our family that I looked up to with admiration. Whenever I would speak with her, I would notice myself straighten my back and speak with more confidence. This wasn't out of intimidation. Rather, it was rooted in my desire to mirror Joyce through the way that she held space in a room. Her sense of self always showed me and showed through the way she spoke. As someone who would find himself in search of the right things to say, and she would find them. And I found that to be beautiful in her. Many people have a desire to be remembered once it's their time to pass on. In theory, this could sound ideal. But I'd rather be remembered by the people I love in small moments that remind me of them. I can say with great assurance that Joyce will always be that person for me. Joyce will be the person I think of in moments when I choose to remove negativity from my life. Joyce would be the person that I remember in moments when I choose to express myself creatively. Joyce will be the person I remember when I realize I hold the confidence that I admire in others. For that, I am beyond grateful. Today, I urge all of us to cherish the small moments in our lives that make us think of Joyce and smile. May her presence be everlasting in all of our lives through these moments. Thank you.